The New World's preview starts next week. Amazon Games might be publishing Lost Ark, and Lord of the Rings Online can't seem to catch a break. Welcome to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK, where I cover the latest news, trends, and updates in the MMO and RPG gaming genre. We do love our coffee here, so if you guys got your cup ready or beverage of choice, let's go over these news together. Cheers to you guys. So let's first go over all the articles from massivelyop.com that I found super interesting. And the first one here, the New World's preview event next week won't have an NDA. We'll dispatch invites in waves. And for those of you who actually pre-ordered the game, and even then I believe you could only enter if you if you pre-ordered it before like July 20th or some weird date like that. But also if you're somebody who is an alpha tester or a beta tester from before in 2016, you will actually be able to get in on this as well. And to those of you who have been watching this channel for a while know that my hype for this game actually has been diminishing over the months, unfortunately, and I have not played this game, touched it at all. I didn't do the density tests, so my expectations are kind of up in the air, which in my opinion is a good thing. Maybe by playing through the preview event that maybe it'll revitalize me wanting to play this game more, because at one point I actually really look forward to this game, because I mean, this is Amazon that we are talking about. But again, it just says here, if you are an Amazon 2016 pre-order, Amazon pre-order, alpha tester, or beta sign up, you will receive an invitation email with a new Steam code granting you access to the New World preview. If you are a Steam pre-order customer, you will automatically have access. Be sure to check your game library on August 21st. And again, what's really cool about this preview test is that the NDA will finally be lifted, so you'll definitely see a spike in the New World content on YouTube especially, but also on Twitch, I would imagine. And as you can see here, we do have a list of all the waves of signups that will be given out by Amazon Game Studios. So I'll definitely be doing this preview event, maybe on Twitch, but I'll definitely have something on YouTube for sure if you guys are interested. And in their next article, Dual Universe shows off its Recruit a Friend program heading into beta. And if you don't know anything about this game, this is probably one of the more ambitious games that I've seen. If you head on over to their Wikipedia page, it's being described as a game that combines elements of Star Citizen, Minecraft, No Man's Sky, and a bunch of other games to make it a really amazing open world sandbox, shipbuilding, just building in general type of MMORPG, which is super cool in my opinion. Definitely one of the more anticipated games in my book. But it does go on to read that it's kicking off the beta testing on August 27th, with players able to be giving friends a big leg up in the starting of the game and also earning rewards for their own experiences as well. So they're definitely going to be giving out free time for the players who are able to recruit a friend, and also if that friend decides to sub as well, which is a pretty good incentive. But if you didn't know already, you could actually take part in the beta yourself by paying a monthly sub. And this is to all you Astellia Online fans out there, all three of you. But it goes on to say that Astellia Online opens up stronger equipment and dungeons with its next patch. The game is adding the ability to fuse gear to create tier 3 equipment. The necessary items for doing so are found in legendary dungeons, of course. And I jokingly say all three of you because I believe this MMO is actually shut down in Korea while it's still running here. And even then, if you look at the stats, it doesn't seem to be doing incredibly well, unfortunately. But again, I don't really have solid evidence to support that other than anecdotal evidence. And in their next article, Star Wars: The Old Republic gives Shae Vizla away to subscribers and Steam Portrait Ring to everyone. Shae Vizla is a Mandalorian that you actually interact with and had a huge role in the Knights of the Eternal Throne expansion, or the one after that. I can't remember. It's been a while, but it does go on to read that Shae Vizla is being offered as a free companion to players who subscribe between August 28th and August 5th. Also, to commemorate the game's launch on Steam, a new piece of character flair is being made available, giving you a set of rusty pipes and a prominent red valve around your character portrait. And finally, in their next article, did Amazon just sign to be Lost Ark's Western publisher? Last night, Amazon announced that it will sign onto an exclusive publishing agreement in North America and Europe with Smilegate, specifically to publish a game from South Korean MMO developer next year. The game isn't actually named. In fact, the only game specifically mentioned in the whole press release was Crossfire, which already has a Western publisher, and I believe that's Microsoft. Really quick, if you don't know what Crossfire is, it's sort of I guess you could call it a Counter-Strike type of game, but it has heavy elements of RPG as well. And from what I could remember, it has like 1 billion players, believe it or not, even though not many people on the Western Shores heard of this game. But its success is solely all in the Asian markets such as South Korea and China. But what makes Crossfire really interesting, and I believe it's being called Crossfire X here when it finally comes to our shores, is that instead of Microsoft just taking the multiplayer aspect of the game and just plopping it down for us to kind of play through, you know, kind of lazily, they've actually went back and made a single player campaign for this multiplayer game, which I find super interesting. And I love what they did with that, because me being us being an MMO and RPG fans, you know, we like story-driven narratives. And so I really applaud Microsoft for doing so. Anyways, getting back to the story, they do have a link to AmazonGames.com. And there's this press release, I guess you could say, describing what they are going to do and how they're looking forward to working with each other and whatnot. So if you want to take a look for yourself, I'll have a link to their official press release or news junket or whatever you want to call it in the pinned comment section below. But in the last part of the article here, it says, "Let the speculation begin, but given all the other clues, we'd put money on this one. And it would certainly change the way MMO players perceive Amazon, which is working on MMOs of its own addition to publishing them as well." So in my opinion, that's actually a really good point. I think maybe one of the reasons why Amazon Games is looking forward to publishing titles from South Korea is to kind of increase their credibility in terms of a gaming company. As far as I can tell, they're working on 2 MMOs, the New World, obviously, that I covered earlier, and another Lord of the Rings Online MMO that's being completely separate from the one that's already being developed now. So if they are able to publish MMORPGs and do it well, especially ones that's already been established elsewhere, I think that could help them in terms of their reputation, considering they unreleased a Battle Royale game earlier. I think it was called The Crucible, and that made them kind of look bad, considering, you know, they're still kind of new to this whole game development industry. And lastly, from MassivelyOP.com, Blade & Soul shows off a plethora of summer events starting August 19th. And I did find this article a little humorous. Elliot here said swimsuits just about a dozen times, just to really emphasize that this event is all about swimsuits. Especially if you, anyways, swimsuits. I can't even say it 10 times. But anyways, there's also other non-swimsuit events as well, such as the Hong Moon Boot Camp for getting into PvP, and the Midnight Hour, giving you an extra rewards for fighting against the Long Guai. I believe that's how you say it. And that concludes today's episode of MMO and RPG updates. I really do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, because the watch time does help with the algorithms. If you feel as though I have earned your subscription, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification icon right next to it. I know in this episode I seem to be talking a lot about MMOs and less about RPGs, so I do apologize for that. Next episode, I'll try to find a more balanced approach. But anyways, guys, I will finally let you guys go. I hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.